So this is part 2 of my 600/700 subscribers shout out and Q&A special. This is the Q&A portion of the video, so I don't know if I'm gonna have to cut this in half, so it might ultimately end up to be 3 parts. I'm not sure, but I guess you'll see after I upload everything. So we'll start off with the questions that I was asked, and the first one comes from Hagfard. Sorry if I mispronounce any of your names out there. Sorry. So, okay, their question is, what was your first system? Very first system in my house was a Nintendo Entertainment System, and the only reason why we got that was because my brother really wanted, an NES for Christmas, and his birthday is on Christmas Day, so we got a Nintendo. I was about, I want to say like 5 or maybe 6. I doubt I was 6, but I was probably 5. And so yeah, that was the first system in the house. Tango Juego asks, what was the worst game you have ever played, or what is the worst game you've ever played? More recently, it will probably be Lux Pain. And you know, it's not really a game, but it's the worst read video game, like the worst localization ever in a video game that I've come across. Yeah, check out Retrocalypse's video for Lux Pain. It really is bad. But I don't know, I guess before that, I can't really think. I can say back in the day though, it was Shaq Fu. I mean, I liked that game back then, but I played it maybe like 7 years ago. I went over a friend's house and they just had their Super Nintendo hooked up. And that was one of the games. So I was like, oh, let's put that in. And it wasn't as good as I remembered. So Lux Pain, though, recently it was probably the first worst game I've played. Twilight Halo asks, what's one game that the majority of people loved but you disliked? Probably, I'd have to say Halo 2. I mean, I like the Halo series, don't get me wrong. But Halo 2 I didn't really like too much. And a lot of people, surprisingly, actually it's not that surprising, regardless what type of Halo game is out, they're going to support it regardless of if they think it's good or not. But Halo 2 I didn't really like too much. And yeah, I know there's probably someone out there like, how could you not like Halo 2? I just didn't like it too much. I mean, I like the story. I like the story in all of the games, but I didn't think Halo 2 was all of that. Adam B0313. He wants to know, what's the best game or games you've ever played? Best game I've ever played. Gosh, there's a lot. Of course, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Best game I've ever played that I can even remember, like, remotely. I love that game so much. BioShock was another great game I've ever played, just because it had a great mixture of like environment and atmosphere, the story, the combat. I love the game so much. Okami. There's a lot of great games out there. It'll take me a while to even think of all of them, but probably those 3 are probably the best games. Final Fantasy VII, just because of the whole story. I mean, it just blew me away. I didn't play it the year it came out. I played it like a couple years later. I just picked it up, and you know, I heard it was good, but I didn't think it was gonna blow me away like that. It was a really good game. Utada Forever 10,000. Sorry if I said your name wrong, but that's another friend from GameSpot. He asks, got any tips for getting more subs and views on YouTube? Not really. Sorry. I guess no matter what type of video you do or anything, I mean, just stay true to yourself and don't try to be someone that you're not to conform to whatever you think what everyone else wants to hear. Just stay true and honest, and whatever interests you, you'll be surprised at how many people out there, they also have the same interest. So just keep pushing videos out, and whether it's rants or you know, random video blogs or whatever it may be, just keep putting videos out and staying true to yourself, and subscribers will come. CJasco94 asks, what's your favorite gaming series out there and why? Favorite gaming series is Legend of Zelda, just because it won me over when I was a kid. I loved the original Legend of Zelda, but not as much as I loved Link to the Past. Link to the Past was an awesome game. My favorite out of the entire series. I just love I love the story, the different worlds, the environments, the exploration, everything about the Zelda series I love. Part of me wished that there could be some type of voice acting in the game, but I think maybe if, you know, it's kind of like wishful thinking. If they put voice acting in there, it might not sound right because we're so used to not hearing any voices in the Zelda game. So B-Boy9 wants to know which Final Fantasy is your favorite. That would probably have to be Final Fantasy 7. I never played Final Fantasy 8, never played Final Fantasy 9, never played, well I played and beat Final Fantasy 10, but I haven't gotten into Final Fantasy 11 just because I'm not really into MMOs. I have Final Fantasy 12, but I never played it. So yeah, Final Fantasy 7. Love the story, and it was basically my first real RPG. I never played like an RPG. I, never knew what an RPG was until I played Final Fantasy. I was kind of, I thought it was like boring gameplay, just standing there and waiting to press a button after your enemy attacks was kind of all silly to me. But when I played that game, it got me into the genre. Niece Holton, they asked, is your husband a gamer? No, my husband does not play video games, and I kind of like it like that because nothing would probably get done if both of us played video games. So no, he doesn't play video games, although he likes the Halo games and he's excited about Max Payne. Those are probably the only newer games that he's played. He played Halo 1 and Halo 2, and he played both Max Payne games, and that's it. He used to play video games when he was younger. He's excited about Punch-Out for the Wii, because Punch-Out's like his favorite game, so he loved Punch-Out. And it's crazy because he can get to like Mike Tyson and actually beat him, which is wild. But yeah, he used to be a gamer, kind of casual, but that's about it. Game Fan 519 wants to know, does your husband play video games? Just answer that question. What's your job? I have 2 jobs. I know I've told you guys that before. I work in an elementary school. I am a teacher's assistant basically in a 4th grade class, so that's pretty cool. You guys will be surprised at the amount of video game stuff that comes out of these kids' mouths. It's pretty funny, and it's cool to hear kids' takes on video games and what they think about certain games. And I will tell you that Call of Duty 4, even though these are young kids, seems to be a big hit from the kids that I've talked to. It's wild. Call of Duty 4, Pokemon, Sonic. Yeah, no one really talks about Mario these days, but those are probably the ones that I hear the most of. And when Halo Wars was about to come out, all these kids are like, oh, I can't wait to get Halo Wars. I can't wait to get... Little did they know, one of the kids that actually, I told him, I don't know if you're going to like Halo Wars. It's not the same type of Halo that you're used to or you're thinking about. And he's like, no, it's going to be awesome. His mom went out and got it for him, and he comes in, a couple days later, and he's like, it's the most boringest game. Because it's not that, shooting type of game that he was looking for. So it's really cool to hear what kids have to say about video games. I also work, my second job is I work in a child development center, basically before and after school. So I have a early, or not an early, well, I start off my day early and I end my day late. I work about 10 hours every single day. So it's crazy, but it has to be done. That's what you have to do. You got to do it.